Have you ever tried to explain XRP to someone and they just don't get it? Like you're explaining it, you're explaining why it's important, the big problem it's solving, the financial cartel and how they've manipulated the markets, and XRP is really the kind of solution to that, and they just don't get it. Like they're hearing it and they understand what you're saying, but they also just say, still don't get it. It's the same thing that happened when we all realized, basically all of the people in the know, I guess, with COVID and the vaccines, and we all said, like, this is crazy, actually, like, we should not be taking these vaccines. It's maybe there's another reason why they're pushing out these vaccines for different reasons, right? Mostly along the lines of like control, removal of sovereignty and independence, dependence on the government, not to mention the depopulation plan, which is crazy. It was something like and this was talked about on stage, like, as well. It wasn't even like hidden. It was about depopulating the earth for resources, because we're running out of resources, which we all know is a load of rubbish. But some people just don't get it. And I was exploring this idea on a call yesterday with someone who potentially would be joining the program that I've created here for Exit Strategy. And that we came onto this topic more from the angle of people don't get it because there is an invisible barrier. There is an invisible barrier between you and that person. And so it can happen whether you're talking about COVID or you're talking about anything else. Some people just don't get what you're saying because they cannot, like, it's not possible for them. It's not possible for them to understand it. And so therefore you shouldn't waste your effort on people who aren't open to hearing. So what is that thing in the way? Well, it's going to get all, I guess, spiritual here, but we're going to talk about like vibrational levels, because I know some of you will resonate with that. So just me saying vibrations, all the people that are unwilling to hear, unwilling to change, unwilling to take some new information to perhaps shape their way of view, their view of the world into a more enhanced way, they've already left the video. So there's some of you who still haven't heard about vibrations, or maybe you've heard about it but you don't really get it. Well, thank you for staying, because you're the ones who are most about to be affected by potentially this video and what is going to be unlocked in this video as well. So the invisible barrier is someone's vibrational level. If you look at the waves of like radio waves, X-ray waves, all the time, ultraviolet light waves, everything, they all have different wave patterns, right? And they have different frequencies. And so at different frequencies, you are, if you had the ability to see ultraviolet or infrared, if you could see that wave, that vibration with your eyes, you would see infrared, but you cannot see it because it's out of your scope of vibrational frequency that you can see. All that we can see, and this is actually all humans can see, is light waves within a certain color scheme. So just imagine, most people think that the only colors that are possible are the colors that we know. Now think about it, go to that color wheel or color scheme and try and pick a color that's never been invented, right? You will think it, just because it doesn't land itself on that color scheme that we've all become accustomed to, like that rainbow color, don't be fooled into thinking that's all there is. There are other colors, and those colors come in a variety of different waves and waveforms. So you cannot see X-rays, but you know they exist. You can't see infrared rays, but you know they exist. All that we have seen are light waves that fit a certain profile and hit our eye in certain ways to create different colors, or allow us to perceive different colors. That's all humans are able to physically perceive, with our eyes, visually perceive. So if you acknowledge that there are other waves that can exist, there are microwaves that can cook our food, so we know they exist, but we can't see them. We can only see the effects of them. So if you acknowledge that that is true, which it is, that's a universal truth, you also have to assume that the life force that somebody has, the frequency that you emit yourself, because we all emit a frequency, our heart beats to a certain cadence, everyone's different, the blood flows around our veins in a very specific way, unique to you, creating a certain frequency. Sometimes the way we talk, the subject matter that we talk about is at a different vibrational level. The vibrations that we're emitting are at a different level than can be perceived by the person you're talking to. So if I'm telling someone about how the COVID vaccine was deliberately put there to create myocarditis in young men, to demasculinize men, someone who is on a different vibrational level, typically lower on the vibrational scale, they cannot perceive the frequency that you're emitting. They can't understand what you're saying with the vibration waves, the sound waves of our voice. There's another type of wave that we can perceive, but we can't see. They simply cannot understand what you're saying. It's not possible. But if they crept a little bit higher up on that frequency, that vibrational level, some people might have their ears open to the possibility and therefore be able to receive your understanding, what you're sharing. So they can graduate up to the higher frequency level. Now, as you move up to higher frequency levels, you can understand and you can look down on the vibrational levels, like down on the levels, and see, yeah, there's no wonder they can't understand, because they haven't unlocked the next level of their frequencies. But when you're low in the frequency level, it's very difficult for you to look up. Like, you can't really understand what people above you on the frequency scale are talking about, or the way they live their life, or the attitudes they have, the mentalities, the ideologies they have. They are reflective of their vibrational state. So how can you raise the people's vibrational state around you? This is the big question. And really, you've all heard the stories of people who, like, the people I surrounded myself with, they were all really good at golf, and I got really good at golf as well because I was just playing with them and I was getting used to their playing ability. And if I wanted to be competitive, I just had to get better. So by osmosis, being around these people just made you better at golf. And it could be anything. If you're around a load of people that cry all the time, guess what? You're going to end up crying all the time as well, because you bring yourself into the vibrational frequency of the people that you're around. Right? This is why people say be careful who you surround yourself with, because it has massive impact. And so if you're surrounded by people who simply cannot understand XRP and the intention of all of that, and this different world that we're about to move into, they can't quite grasp it. They're not close to your vibrational level, is the point. They have multiple graduation levels that they have to go through in order to start being open to you saying what you're saying. So don't blame yourself. It's absolutely not yourself. They could be, let's say there's like a half step between every single level up. So you've got 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2. And if you're at a 2 and they're at a 1, nothing you can say will resonate with a 1. But a 1.5 on the scale could say something that would resonate with the 1. And if the 1 remains around the 1.5 for long enough, they'll graduate to 1.5. And at that point, now they're open to be able to hear what you say. So they can graduate to 2. This is ultimately what it means. So if they're not understanding what you're saying, it means you're too far ahead on the vibrational scale, if you will, to be able to effectively communicate with them. The best thing you can do is find people lower on the vibrational scale than you, but higher than them, and see if there's any way that you can link them together. Maybe that might be showing them someone on YouTube that you like listening to, or you know, give them plenty of opportunities to be able to open their ears to those half steps, so that they can graduate further on. Now, people don't typically understand what XRP is, and I guess that is the nature of being in this fortunate position that we are, to be able to invest in this stuff before everyone really truly knows about it. The higher you are on that frequency scale, though, the more of these opportunities will arise and the earlier you will see them. So that's why it's paramount that you focus on who you are, finding out where you are currently, looking to where you need to get to. This is all introspective stuff. And this is why the introspective affects your financial situation. Because if you focus on yourself and who you want to be and the steps to get there, naturally the world will align itself to raise you in the vibrational levels and to give you more opportunities to access them earlier, giving you early positions in investments and growing it from there, essentially from an early position. You can only do that once you've unlocked various vibrational levels. So try and do that for someone. You know, if you're at that stage and you're already open to the idea of like advancing your level in that, to be more perceptive to these things and elevate yourself to become who you actually want to be. That is an entire like half of the course that I've created in the description. If you have possessed two of these things, if you possess the understanding that you and in your current state are an insufficient vehicle to get to where you need to go, because you accept responsibility for your life currently, and you know that you know, all good and bad, you accept responsibility, but you also are aware that you might need to change to get to where you need to get to, and you also need to think about exit strategy and how to take profits in crypto, then you are literally the ideal person to join the program. And I urge you, if that criteria is met by you, get yourself in the description and book a call with us. They might be all fully booked, but get yourself on the wait list and get a call booked in. I really believe that this course is changing people. It will change you as an individual. And I don't think anyone else can say that in the world of crypto about a program that they've created. This is one of a kind. If any of this video resonated with you, it's probably worth a conversation. And at the very least, it's going to be a good, positive, vibrational conversation that will lead you in a direction to where you're going to get more benefit, even if it's not with the program. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Go and find people that might be able to communicate with the people that aren't listening to you about XRP better. All right, thanks.